YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet. And this is the Highland Scotties Sports Talk here, as we are just finishing wrapping up week 14. And what a week it was. Won a big game there at home against the Stanford Cardinals, ranked number 10 in the nation, and we beat them 56-19. It was a great game there. Stanford now 10-2. And that game was pretty important there for them because they had a chance, or probably still do have a chance. They still have one more game left. I believe it's for the Pac-12, but they were trying to get to the Rose Bowl here, and I think we might ruin their chances there unless they get a big win next week. And we'll see who they'll play there for the Pac-12. But actually, there's still actually one more week in the season left. And then, of course, the championship games for conference play there, or conference championships will be played out. But we'll see there. Alex Flanagan, your player of the game there, 23 of 29 there for him. A great day. 419, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, but sacked twice in the ball game with a great victory there coming from him. Of course, Kason there helping him out with a couple rushing touchdowns there. I believe 3 rushing touchdowns for him, 18 carries, 110 yards there for him in that ball game. We'll show you stats here in just a bit, but yeah, just a great game there. I mean, all the phases of the game, especially defense, just did a great job there. I will say that towards the end of the game there, there's actually 2 things I was been told. Second, the touchdown that was scored upon him, that was on the second string defense there. Coach Teddy Barnes brought those guys in, and also brought in the second string offense there, which was Rush threw that touchdown there to Phillips. Also, the other thing that I was told was that Page got that great catch there, and he was getting a touchdown, but he went out of bounds. He did that for the sake of Hunter Cannon. He wanted to help out Cannon to get a touchdown. He did not get a touchdown in the game, and he wanted to help his boy out. You know, since Hunter Cannon was out of the game, or out of this pretty much majority of the season, he wanted to have him get another touchdown there so he can get a couple for the season, and that's exactly what he did as he jumped out of bounds there and was stopped. Of course, got stopped at the 1 or 2 yard line there. So he got help out Hunter Cannon there, and Hunter Cannon, told him, say, hey man, you don't have to do that for me. It's not necessary, but I do appreciate it and whatnot. But he says, hey, you got to worry about yourself, man. You got a chance to score a big play like that. You gotta do something. So, but he really appreciated it there. So that was nice of him. Coach Teddy Barnes, at least talking to him about that, he kind of just shook his head and just kind of like, he didn't really want to say too much about that. The play was designed for Page, and Page, could have had a great touchdown there, but he just kind of is like, okay, he wants to help his teammate. I understand, but at the end of the day, that was yours, and you need to score. You need to score. So, but yeah, for the most part, that was a great day for them. We don't have any seniors, so. We're not really too worried about seniors graduating. Remember when the series started, we had nothing but juniors and we had sophomores and freshmen starting this off for this series. Because remember, we were a JUCO school when it finally got caught, when it got the ability to, we're big enough to go after, try to go to Division I. And so far, the success, we've only lost 2 games in the 2 seasons that we've played so far here. And of course, already showed up to the national champion once against Alabama, and came up short. Now, speaking of Alabama, we're about to show you guys this here. Yeah, did you see there? Yeah, Auburn beat Alabama 27-24 in that game there, and Alabama is no longer number 1 in the nation. Yes, that is the reason why we jumped up so far that we did. But the question is, do we have a shot at the national championship? Now, take a look there. You see Washington there still at number 1 with 92 seasons so far. And there you see, of course, Highland, Texas, Alabama all have 1 loss. Florida State has 2 losses. Penn State, who's been playing very well here in the last couple weeks here. Failure to mention that to you guys. But they got a 1-loss season so far. But yeah, for the most part, there Alabama gets knocked down, and they're now number 4 in the top 25 polling there. And yeah, they get a loss hit on them hard there against Auburn. So thank you, Auburn, for helping us out there by getting that upset there. You know, at some point here you were number 1. At some point there's only one direction you can go, and that's down. And that's exactly what happened. Now that's the top 25 cultures poll here. We'll see the BCS poll here in just a bit, and we'll tell you why there is a problem. Because you know, there's a logjam. Like I said, there's a lot of 1-loss teams here, and of course, for some reason, you know, Washington State is still number 1 with 2 losses, only 9-2, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going for they've got a chance to play for the big the Pac-12 title. So yeah, there's a logjam up there. Of course, there's a lot of teams that can make can say given the reasons why they should be in the national championship there. Of course, remember this is the old BCS days, so we've got a computer deciding who's going to be in the BCS bowl game and stuff like that. So right now it would be Texas and Washington there. And there you see Texas have a big game coming up against Texas Tech, and we'll talk about here in a bit. I'll kind of mention it now, but we're gonna show you guys that game here because that's the game that we'll be watching next week, as Highland's gonna be off in a bye week there, and we're gonna have that game here that you guys can see because that's the game we think that might be a difference maker there for us. If Texas Tech can go in there at Texas, of all things, and go in there and win that game, that will be a big help for us, and that might just move us up to one of the top 2 teams there in the BCS. So we'll see how things go in that game there. But take a look there. We're ranked number 3 right now. We were ranked number 6 last week. Jump up. Of course, we got that big win against Stanford. Now, there you see Washington. Only 2 losses they had so far, of course, against a ranked opponent like Arizona and Stanford. 36-21 against Arizona, and then 39-31 there in that very close game against Stanford there. And I can understand why the posters are keeping them there in that top spot there, and keeping them in the hunt there for the BCS picture there. But I believe I'm not for sure. We haven't seen it with the championship games are, because like I said, we still have one more week of regular play, and then of course the championship games are coming up, and that's going to make a big difference for a lot of teams. Like in most cases, a lot of years, that's what comes down to, the final game of the season being your championship game. But there you see Rose Bowl there, Penn State and versus Stanford. Now there you see us in the Fiesta Bowl. Going against University of Central Florida, and that's on New Year's Day, one of the late games there. But yeah, Stanford, like I said, that game last week was very important for them, and like I said, if they can win next week, they probably get a good shot there. I think they're one of the 2 teams, one of the teams, or at least in the Pac-12 that has a really good record, and they have a shot of playing in their conference championship game. And if they can win that, well, then in some ways they can have a beef about being in there, because if Washington is still number 1 and they beat Washington, they lost to Washington earlier in this season, I mean, geez, it's just like, okay, what do we do with all this? So in some ways I kind of feel like we might be the team that's going to be the team that's now, right now, outside looking in, and continue being the team outside looking in. If we don't, depending on what the championship games are like. So, especially at Bama, because Bama, if they win there, of course they're going to go to the SEC championship. There's a good chance that they can win their game, and they could leapfrog us and get back in the top 2. So, a lot of things, a lot of scenarios going on here. And we'll just have to find out how things go coming up in the next week or so. Take a look at your Heisman watch there, and there you see, of course, Kason there, top vote getter right now for a lot of people. Of course, Flanagan right there at number 4. He's been moving up here quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks with some great games, especially like last week against Stanford, having a great game against them. Take a look at your players of the week there. And like I said, Penn State's been playing some great football right now. Been some pretty exciting games there. They played, and they continue doing so with only one loss. 10-1 right now with them. And I believe they're going to go for the Big Ten championship here about another week. But take a look there. Your independent players of the week there, Barrow, and of course Flanagan there. Take a look at the final week here, final games of the regular season. You got a lot of Big 12 games here. You got Iowa State versus Kansas State. Baylor, they're going to be hosting Kansas. Of course, you got some other teams there. South Alabama against Idaho. The Army-Navy game, always a fun game to watch. Arkansas State, Texas State there. So a lot of Sun Belt games. A lot of these guys are playing. Some of these games are got pretty much the top 2 teams are playing each other to win their Big 12 championship. Like in the Big 12, they don't really have a championship because they don't have enough teams to play. Basically, whoever has the best record is the Big 12 champions. I believe the same thing in the Sun Belt there. A lot of moving parts there. And like I said, Texas. We're gonna show you guys that game in its entirety coming up, because that's a game I feel like we have something to play for that might be coming down to something that could be important for us, because like I said, Texas number 2 right now in the BCS polling. And then take a look at Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, big game there. The battles of the two Boomer Sooners schools there. Take a look here. Jasper Reed, after that great win there against Stanford, he is now officially signed. He is signed with us. So is Ben Thompson. Jonathan Porter has also committed to our team, and Gerard Wilson, has committed to our team. Terrence Long has locked us out. But then we find out we're in a battle with 2 other schools looking for him. Josh Hewing has signed with the center there that we have been going after there. And of course, we've got another young man there. I believe Reed and Hinckley, Goings, all going are pretty much guys that we're looking at right now. And then, like I said, Hewing already signed with us already. This is before he signed. But then you got Chris Fernando, another center there that we're looking at to join us to get some more depth on the offensive side of the ball there. So just some things we're going to be looking at here for next year. There we got, like I said, we got a couple battles there. For the most part, I think we got a good chance here to get a lot of these. The guys that you see, they're not really signed yet, but Huey is signed with us. But Goings, Reed, Long are other guys that we have. Like I said, we got a great shot there. We're number 1 in their school listings for schools, and I think that'll get better for us as the weeks go on. We got about another week of trying to sign these guys, and after that, we won't be able to talk to them till after the national championship game there. And then of course we'll make a big push there to try to get guys going. Now Jasper Reed is one of our players that you guys we have submitted here, and he is now signed with us, and Jasper could be a future quarterback. He could be if Flanagan leaves next year, leaves either after this off season here and decides to go pro, or decides to leave early. Well, yeah, he would have to decide to leave or go pro early. Reed could be a possible contender for a chance to be the quarterback for next season. So we'll see how that goes coming up here in the here in the future, in the coming weeks here. So we'll see how things go here. Like I said, we got a lot of signings here, and like I said, we're done talking to these guys. And it's going to be a conference championship week. So we got a lot of games coming up. And like I said, we're not going to show you guys, I'm not going to show you the scores of those games yet. I already have simmed, or I've already kind of captured the Texas Tech and Texas game, and you guys will see that. That'll be the next video from this High and Scotties series. You'll see it in its entirety, and we'll see if Texas is going to be knocked off by Texas Tech. Hopefully that'll be the case there, and that will put some pressure off of that, of them, leapfrogging us there, and we can hopefully jump up and take one of those 2 spots there for the national championship. So we'll see how things go coming up in the next episode. As we have the next episode of you guys will see here, episode 32, will be, of course, another bye week there. We'll show you guys championship games and show you who's playing and what. If there's some interesting games there, like Alabama or something like that, some guys, teams that could possibly leapfrog us, there might be a chance that we might show those in their entirety too. So we'll see how things go coming up here in the next episode of the High and Scotties Team Builder Dynasty here on ESGNet. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you have not yet subbed, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified when this series or any other series is uploaded to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. Links are down below in the description. Check us out there for the latest and everything. And as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.